Okay, welcome to our training on Be the Catalyst. So this is all about finding solutions, unblocking roadblocks and keeping things moving, which we sort of expect everyone to do. So yeah, making things happen. So basically we all need to make things happen. So everyone needs to take responsibility for their own workflow, for our own development as well, so we can all continue to grow and develop. But also each team member needs to take responsibility for the development of the team. So that could be helping others out with training, or helping them out if they're stuck, helping them to grow and develop as well, or ensuring that team members remain focused on their responsibilities as well. So that includes proper workflow planning, the non-negotiables, all our communication stuff, and also being a catalyst themselves. So you are responsible for your own workflow, you are responsible for your own communication, you are responsible for finding the solutions, for unblocking things and keeping things moving.
Yeah, so we've got some other videos that look into the non-negotiables and communication a bit further, but part of being the catalyst is you driving all of this stuff. And it's, taking responsibility is making sure that you drive your own work, that you make sure it gets done correctly and get it done as quickly as possible as well, and finding all the right ways in communication to do that, unblocking those roadblocks and keeping things moving the best way possible, the quickest way possible in that right format.
Now, that does not mean that you need to have all the solutions yourself, right? But you need to be the catalyst to find the solutions, right? So that might be a little bit of research. It might be watching some training videos. It could be jumping on a quick call and asking some questions of someone. It could be booking in training. But you need to be the catalyst that helps get that solution. You don't have to have all the solutions. We all don't know everything, so we need to be able to understand and acknowledge when we don't know, and then obviously seek solutions from outside of ourselves, from somewhere along the way.
Yeah, just don't sit back and wait for things to happen or for people to approach you about your jobs. You drive it, you be the catalyst, you make things happen.
That's right. So you need to make sure that you're doing what is required to get things done. Now, in the chapter of the book that we read, they talk a lot about Michael Jordan being the catalyst, but we don't need a Michael Jordan. We don't need anyone to be a Michael Jordan. We don't need the superstar who's going to win the game for us by themselves. What is required is that every single team member takes that responsibility to be the catalyst, to do what's required to keep work moving, meet our deadlines, meet our turnaround times, deliver on what the client expects, do what's required at that point in time on that task or on that job. You've got to take responsibility and be the catalyst at that point in time and deliver.
Yeah, and you hear a lot of footy players saying, I play my role. That's what we need you to do. Do what you need to do to get your part of the job done on time, in the correct format, as quickly as possible. You just need to play your role. You don't have to be a superstar like Michael Jordan, but we need you to obviously drive that and do it correctly and as quickly as possible.
So the expectations are around being a catalyst is that we don't procrastinate, right? We need to make decisions and keep things moving, right? So don't sit there and procrastinate. You can refer to our non-negotiables and our communication training as well. If you need to talk to someone, talk to someone. If you need training, book it in. If you need a review meeting or a query meeting or something, it's your responsibility to book it in, right? There's no use procrastinating about it. We don't want to ask people, oh, where's this job at? Oh, I was going to book a meeting in with you. Oh, or I need to talk to you about that. Well, you didn't, right? You need to make sure you're doing this stuff. That's about not procrastinating. So do what you need to do to find the solution, keep things moving. You've got to take responsibility and be the catalyst. You can't wait. You can't wait for someone to approach you and ask you where the job is. You've got to take that responsibility.
Yeah, and make sure you do know your limitations. So when you're trying to deliver something and you don't know what to do on it, or you're not sure the next step, get the right person involved. Speak to the right person. Get some more training if you need it. But make sure you do be proactive in saying, I'm not sure what to do next. I need some help. And if you make a mistake, then, say I've made a mistake. I wasn't sure what to do, but you need to understand what you can and can't do. And if you need more training, ask for more training. Once again, don't sit back and ask and wait for someone to chase you up on things because you're sitting there not sure what to do. Be proactive and say, I need some help.
Yeah, and look, overreaching into areas where you don't have the expertise can be dangerous. It can be dangerous from a quality control point of view of what's going out to clients. And sometimes you feel like if a client's asking you a question, or even another team member's asking you a question, that you should know the answer and you have to answer it. It's okay to say, I'm sorry, I don't know, but I'll go and find the answer and we'll get back to you. So we don't want to overreach. An example might be a client calls up the office, they're talking to someone in admin and they're starting to ask questions about tax and their tax returns, right? So clearly it's not an answer that admin probably can provide. They need to be able to say, sorry, you need to talk to one of the accounting team. I'll get them to call you back if no one's available, right? So we certainly don't want to overreach there. And it can be humbling sometimes, but you shouldn't feel bad by saying, I don't know, right? Because all of us don't know certain things. So we need to be able to say, sorry, I can't answer that right now, or I don't have the answer to that right now. I need to go and look something up, or someone else will need to call you back and answer in that. So don't let that ego get in the way of you acknowledging that you don't know. So the old saying that the disease of me will always result in the defeat of us. So we need to be not just thinking about ourselves and our own maybe being uncomfortable or embarrassed about not knowing. We just need to be able to acknowledge that and accept that we don't know everything.
And also make sure we're not passing the buck. So, if we do have a problem or there is a mistake in the job, don't expect someone else to pick that up and find it, or don't even pass a problem on to someone else as well. If you should be the one to solve that problem, so a client calls and there's an issue and you can solve it, then try and solve it. Don't try and push that onto somebody else to solve the problem. And do make sure that you're doing that self-review, quality review before you're passing on to the next step and the next person, because they're not there to pick up your mistakes or go through it with a fine tooth comb. They'll have a quick look, and if something doesn't stand out, then they're not going to pick it up. So do those self-reviews, quality reviews, have that discipline to go through everything quickly. Go through the checklist properly, and you have that self-review and quality review, and make sure it is good for the next person, and don't give problems to someone else.
And if you're the person receiving some problems, then we can push back. We need to hold our fellow team members accountable and say, well, don't just pass this on to me. It's not my mess to clean up, or it's not my problem to solve. Okay, yeah, if you need help or you're not sure and you need training, fine, let's work towards that. But if you're just trying to pass a problem on to someone else that you should have solved yourself or fixed yourself, then that's not acceptable either. So now every team member needs to be a catalyst, right? We don't need the superstar like Michael Jordan. You just need to take responsibility to find the solution, right, and keep things moving. So you don't have to have the answer yourself. You just got to take responsibility for finding it. That might be talking to someone else. It might be passing it on to someone else. Could be getting more training, whatever it needs to be. When the ball is in your court, you are responsible for the next step.
Yeah, and look, 3, 4, 5 people could touch a job in our office in the different areas. We've just got to make sure that we do our bit, we do it properly, we move it on to the next person in the right format, and as a team, we can get that job done, as quickly as we can in the correct format, and the clients are happy.
Okay, so the traits that we want to see from everyone around the catalyst area, or everyone being a catalyst, is really first and foremost communication, and we can refer back to the communication training videos on that one, but we need everyone to have open communication, communicating in the right format so that team members are fully informed as to what's going on.
Yep, be dependable and reliable. So do what you say you're going to do. Be accountable. Is it a promise or your best intention? You say, I'll try to do it. We'll say, I can do it or I can't do it. Have that hard and fast answer. And can I trust that you will deliver that for me?
That's right. So you can refer back to our accountability and responsibility training videos on that one. But yeah, is it a promise or just your best intention? So we don't want people saying, yes, I'll do it. Yes, boss. If you've got no intention to do it, or maybe you can't do it, you might have every good intention to do it, but if you've got that much work on, you can't get it done, you need to speak up then and there that it's not going to get done, so that we can seek other solutions. We expect everyone to be a problem solver. Seek solutions, don't just pass the problem on. Be the catalyst to actually keep things moving.
And have energy and passion, have the positive attitude, be enthusiastic, and love what you do. We want everyone to enjoy coming to work and working together as a team. But yeah, I guess we want everyone to, be happy and have a good conversation as well, and relax a little bit at work. It is, it is work, but we want everyone to enjoy it as well, and have that positive attitude.
Yeah, and we can all inspire and motivate others as well, right? So encouraging others to be the catalyst, to find a solution, helping them with training if they need training. So more of a team mentality to workflow, so that we're all working on jobs and getting them out the door. Look, it feels good. Everyone knows it feels good when we get jobs moving, we get the solution, bang, jobs out the door, clients happy, right? Conversely, it feels bad when we're stuck on a job, we can't get the solution. Right, we might be sitting there dwelling on it, we might be procrastinating, trying to find a solution in our own little bubble and can't find the solution, as opposed to that communication. So we want everyone to feel good, inspire and motivate, which ultimately means, everyone can influence and lead as well. Be the catalyst who influences that situation that leads us to a result. You can be the leader on that job or on that particular task just by being the catalyst and influencing the situation. Who do I need to talk to? Great, I spoke to that person, I got the answer. Hey, I've done this, is it right? Yes, it's right. Awesome, that job can go out the door now. So we all have to take responsibility for those traits. So becoming a better team member. So yeah, everyone needs to get out of their comfort zone. So if we're not out of our comfort zone, if we're just sitting in our comfort zone, we're not learning, we're not growing, we're not developing. So sometimes, yes, you will be out of your comfort zone, but that's okay, because that means we're learning and we're growing and developing. So we expect everyone to sort of step up to the plate. Now, you might feel uncomfortable initially asking certain questions or saying that you don't know or pointing out mistakes that you've made, right? But that's what we need to do to make sure that the quality of our work is really good, and that everyone as a team, everyone individually, but also us as a team and as a business continues to grow.
Yep, and we need to follow the non-negotiables. Now, we have obviously a more in-depth video on the non-negotiables. They're a BCG standard. If you work at BCG, we expect you to follow those all the time, not just sometimes. And we expect that you live and breathe those non-negotiables, pull other people up if they're not doing them as well, and just make sure that they're in your everyday working life, that you get into the habits, those good habits, to meet those standards that we expect at BCG.
That's right. Obviously, we've got the non-negotiables training videos. We've also got the communication training video, which you can want on, but we basically want good, open communication, the correct form of communication at that point in time to keep things moving. We also want to make sure we're keeping team members accountable as well. So we're not going to accept substandard performance in these areas from anyone, basically. So we're all responsible for keeping team members accountable. If someone's trying to pass a problem onto you that they should have solved themselves, then we're going to push that back on that, and you've got every right to push that back and say, no, that's not mine. That you go away and you sort that out, or book in your training, or go and talk to this person. We want to help each other, right? But when we don't want team members dumping problems onto other team members as well. So keeping everyone accountable with workflow, with planning, with communication. If someone's not communicating correctly, if someone's not following checklists properly, if someone's not doing the tax permanent, if someone's not doing their part correctly in a job, then we need to hold them accountable and push back on that.
Yep, and be a positive influence. Obviously, if things aren't going well, we need to pull people up and make them accountable, but we also want to have that positive influence, helping to train other members, helping other people be better team members themselves. And like you said before, Chris, it makes you feel really good when you do get something done well, and the client's happy and gives us positive feedback, and you've been a part of that. So we want that to flow through the office, and everyone having a part in that, and making sure that we're all better team members and positive through the office.
Yeah, and just jumping back to the keeping team members accountable, that doesn't have to be negative. It's not about picking on people or anything like that. We're going to do it in a positive way. It's having a positive influence because it's helping them improve. It's helping the team improve, and ultimately we expect everyone to be the catalyst. at that point in time, on that task or on that job, whatever it is you're working on, you're responsible for it. You're responsible to be the catalyst and keep it moving, because winning teams have players who make things happen, and we expect everyone to make things happen.